you're just joining us, then welcome to Beyond the Logo with Nancy and Bridgetti. I'm your host, Bridgetti Banda from Cape Town in South Africa. This live stream today is made possible by StreamYard, BeLive Media, and Lockhart Marketing. A special warm welcome to our viewers, whether you're watching us over on Twitter, on Facebook, on YouTube, or over on LinkedIn. We are monitoring the comments, so do know that you are welcome to say hello, tell us where you're joining us from, and we're happy to even give you a shout out. Today we are talking about sonic branding for your business. If this is the first time that you're watching us, then do let us know where you are watching from. Don't go away, we'll be right back. If you're just joining us, welcome to the show. My amazing co-host on the show is Nancy Lockhart. She's the founder of Lockhart Marketing and a #1 best-selling author. Nancy's worked with some of the most iconic brands such as Target, Kaiser Permanente, and Medtronic, and she leverages her knowledge and expertise to help successful women business owners and the men who support them become profitable, successful, and purpose-driven. Her book, Invisible No More, Invincible Forevermore, in which we both appear, by the way, is a testament to the resiliency of women all over the world and demonstrates the power of redefining just who you are. Nancy is also the executive advisor for the University of California, Santa Barbara Customer Experience Program. And so with that, let me welcome Nancy to the show. Nancy, welcome. Great to have you join me today.
Thank you very much. Good to be here.
I'm so looking forward to our show today, talking about how we can level up our marketing with sonic branding. And for those of you watching and you don't know what sonic branding means, it just means that you can have a sound or a jingle by which your brand is identified, and you can just amplify your brand by means of that. And so I think the three things we're going to be talking about in our show today is examples of sonic branding, why you would want to implement it in your brand, and how to implement sonic branding for your very own brand. Nancy, the floor is yours.
Exactly. Well, thank you so much. And you did explained it brilliantly. When we talk a lot about brands on our show, and the thing about a brand is it's very much like a person. So you relate to it in the way you would relate to other people with all of your senses. And so a way to connect very strongly with a brand and make an impact is through sound. And actually, sound is the very first impression of all of the senses. It's the most critical when you're making a connection. So sonic branding is relatively new. However, it's as we get more sophisticated with our technology and understanding how to really make those important sticky connections for our brands and keep them top of mind for folks, this has become more and more prevalent. So, and it's really always been around. It's just not always really, been very managed. It's probably most managed when you think of entertainment or the, music or movies, that type of thing. But it is certainly growing in popularity and also in impact for brands. So just again, to kind of think of, to give you some examples, any sound that's associated with your brand is going to be considered part of your sonic identity. So I'm going to play this just to give you guys an example and see what emotions come to you. Okay, so hopefully when you heard that, that gave you the of the essential thoughts in a movie theater, about to have some popcorn and experience a wonderful movie. So put you right in that's whether at home or at movie theater. But it really gets you to that movie watching mode.
Absolutely. It definitely does something to you. It's so recognizable that you sort of, when you hear that sound in the movie theaters, you start getting excited because, your movie's going to be playing next.
Absolutely. It's so powerful and to not really recognize subtle is pretty effective. So what I wanted to do is start going how you can do it, give you a few little stories background with regard to some others. So the first one we're going to talk about is and the sound.
Nancy, sorry, I'm thinking what we need to do is, I know that you've taken your earphones out so we can play the jingles, but your sound's coming through very distorted. So I think until we play the jingles, if you could just put your earphones back in, so that we can hear you better. Otherwise, we lose out too much of the fantastic content that you're sharing with us.
Is this better?
Absolutely. So much.
Okay, perfect. So when we talk about Disney, that's our first example. One of the things I wanted to bring forward is what is for them is the song from Pinocchio. When you wish upon a star. When I play this, you'll recognize it. It won an Oscar in 1940 for best song. And it is used across Disney's theme parks, used on the movie and TV show, and also on cruise lines. When you hear the blowhorn for the cruise stars, it's the first note. So let me play this.
I think we got the gist. I think we got the gist of it. It was a little bit difficult coming through, but I definitely got that.
Awesome. Well, I apologize. It was a little bit deep, but you do. And even through some of the technical difficulties, you can get that sense of really being at a theme park or watching a Disney show. So it really is evoking that emotion of kind of being there, even if you have to swim through some of our audio challenges across the sea. But again, it's something that Disney saw as evoking emotions from this movie of you can be whatever you want to be, Pinocchio coming from a puppet to a boy and to becoming, really having this fantasy. So Disney capitalized on that, and playing that.
I know that's a very famous one. I mean, who does not remember Pinocchio?
Absolutely. And over the generation continues.
It does. Long live Pinocchio.
So the next one I wanted to talk about was the Apple ringtone. Now this one was really well thought through, as many Apple products and offerings that they have are. Steve Jobs really wanted to create a sound that was kind of culturally sophisticated and his kind of brand of uniqueness and eclectic style. So he wanted to make sure that it had the sound of high fidelity and really promote the speakers that were in the Apple iPhone. And so he used this marimba sound. I will play. I'll try to play.
And
okay. Get back here.
The joys of going live, we're doing this on the fly, so let's see if we can. There we go. We got that. That's a very, very, very well-known tone. Who does not know that ringtone?
So the next one is even playing, selecting that sound is so important to make sure that he's providing heat. And actually, anytime you hear that, how you need it with the music associated with the phone. So you can choose many different kinds of ringtones. The thing about that is that you make it very change the ringtone because it's not the music is the typical place where you find ringtones. So the next one is THX. And this one's interesting because it premiered in 1983 with the introduction of Return of the Jedi. And the key it focuses goals films had was to make sure that theaters were using the very best sound that they could. That was offered in the particular theaters that they were showing it in THX. And we really didn't have a lot of specs when they creative to try to develop this. They just said want it to come out of nowhere and get really big. And this is also interesting because it sounds loud when you're in the theater, but it really is the spectrum of the frequencies that are being played. So this sound gets played all the time, mostly pre-COVID, in front of 4,000 movie theater audiences per day. That was per COVID. So let's see if we can play this.
I don't think that gave us quite the impact that we wanted to have, that we were hoping to have. But we're just doing things on the fly today, so
that's absolutely. I do want to say, next time you go to the movie and you see a 20th Century Fox movie, prior to that, if you're in a theater watching it with the THX sound, you'll hear that sound. And I actually have a picture of the way the music comes together, all the different vibratos and notes and things like that. It was a very exclusive piece of music that we just recently released at the 35-year celebration of THX. So keep listening for it.
Yeah, next time you go to the movies, listen out for that sound.
Yes. So maybe what would be an idea unless instead of trying to play, we can just describe them. I think we have one more.
the show.
Work for Bridgetti.
Okay. Do that.
Oh, all right. Good. So the next one is McDonald's. Now McDonald's are really big branded companies. And in 2003, the stock price plummeted to $12 a share for McDonald's. And they were trying desperately to figure out how they could bring the market back. So they did a worldwide search for an agency, and they hired this German agency to create the tagline, I'm loving it. They had the tagline, wanted to add a sonic element. They wanted to create a organic adoption of the sonic tagline of I'm loving it. So they hired Pharrell Williams and Justin Timberlake to write a song. I'm loving it. It was a pop song. It was Justin Timberlake used it in his concert. It was popular. It never got to number one in this States, but throughout the world it was in the top 10 or top 20. And a few months later, then announced its global campaign, which they had never done a global campaign prior, believe it or not, with the iconic I'm loving it signature. I'm not musically gifted, so please forgive me.
But I think we've got it.
Yeah. And now the stock price is at $260 per share. And this tagline has still been used since 2003. It's still used today. And obviously being very effective for them. So as we think about
No, go ahead.
No, so these are great examples, and I apologize if we're not able to effectively share the music. But one of the things that I think would be important is why would you as a business owner or part of your organization think about implementing a sonic brand for your company? And we talked a little bit in the beginning, but it's get more attention for your brand. People are connecting and associating with your brand in a different way, with different sense. It increases loyalty. People connect. We said emotionally. Increases brand recall. People know, oh yeah, that's the sound from my Apple phone, or that's McDonald's. I've heard that. We've talked a lot about how it conveys purpose and value from an emotional level. It expands your brand personality, and it also enhances engagement and experience across the board. Whether people are using your brand or not, hearing it, they'll increase consideration for your brand.
So those are important things, I think, that people need to know, how you can literally just level up by having a jingle, because all these examples that we've played now, they get stuck in your head. Sometimes once you've heard it, you will sing it over and over and over in your head, and sometimes you can't get it out of your head. But that's how memorable the jingles are. And I think that's the whole idea with marketing, is that you want to hit the right note, so that you will come up with, excuse the pun, you'll come up with something that will get stuck in somebody's head, and they will remember your brand by that note or key or jingle that you've come up with for your brand. I mean, then you've hit the jackpot, if it's something that people will remember.
Exactly. Very, very powerful. There are some keys to remember when you're thinking of creating a sonic brand. And so these are kind of the steps. So you want to make sure that you're conducting an audit of your brand sounds. And that can be surprisingly broad, because we think about the intro to our show. That's a part of our sonic signature. That helps people to know, oh, this show is starting. we'll go into some other examples on the next slide, but just to kind of give you an idea of, when you think, oh, the brands that we talked about all had great big budgets and are very big branding machines. It makes it something that becomes very attainable when you start to think about all the opportunities that you have for your brand. Once again, you want to keep it simple. If it becomes too complex or too broad, it doesn't hone in on what's unique about your brand and the values and benefits that you bring forward through the music or through the sound in your brand. So you want to keep it simple. Think about the McDonald's ba-da-ba-ba-ba. That little tiny, sound is something that's super recognizable around the world. You want to use emotional triggers. What McDonald's did was very clever in going kind of backwards and making something very popular and very iconic through Justin Timberlake and through a concert where people connected that good feeling, that being at the concert, and it aligned very closely with what McDonald's is offering. And then you want to make sure that it's unique. It is a trademarkable part of your brand. So you want to make sure that it's brand. And then one thing I would say is you want to make sure that you're testing it organically. So don't just go and get a bunch of people together and say, what do you think of this sound as my brand? Put it into the space that you want to, whether it's in store or you're using it on a podcast or on social media. Make sure that you test it out, react that way. People won't they'll be paying attention to the song and not necessarily the connection for the sound, making the connection to your brand. So those would be my advice for creating your own unique brand element.
Thank you so much for sharing those. I think those are absolutely valuable and critical information if you're wanting to create your own sonic brand element, because without knowing what to do, you can actually just make a huge mistake that's not going to do your brands any favor. So either do it, find out what the way is to do it the right way, or rather not implement it altogether.
Exactly. So just some areas where you might consider. We talked a little bit about intro to our show, which would be podcast or live stream intro. You can even do something like a package opening. Coca-Cola uses just opening up the bottle, and that bubbles. That is so iconic, and clearly a sonic connection to a product. If you're opening a bag of popcorn, or I'm really into popcorn today, or of just any other kind of that you have, that could be something that could be a signature of your technical sounds, like if you're doing something with a computer and you have some type of technical sound that needs connection, or that word that you're on, or that you're engaging along those lines, you can leverage that as well. Also, sounds are wonderful, calming, soothing. Sometimes they're difficult to trademark, but you can get a rhythm and a sound that can be unique to yours. To that. Think about on-hold music, what you're playing when someone's called into you, or waiting on hold, regardless if they're online or on. What music, what sounds, or what playing in the background can help to shape what your brand is, how your brand is perceived. Also, manage emotional levels if someone's on hold, to kind of get them into a mode of not being anxious or sad or concerned. You can help to ease that. And again, you can use social media to help bring forward your sound. You can play in a movie. You can play sounds in different forms that you're on. But think about those sounds and how it complements your brand and how your brand.
So those are all great ways of implementing a sonic brand. I must admit, I never thought, myself thought of all those different facets in which we can use sonic branding. But you're so absolutely right. There are different areas where you can employ them. And yeah, I think I will be recommending those to some people that I know because I think, it'd be great for their particular brand. But thank you for all those great examples. I think they're absolutely fantastic. So, anyone out there that has missed the show, we were talking about sonic branding, all about the sounds that are associated with your brand. Um, and, typically, what is your advice for somebody that is wanting to do the sort of thing? Should they go to I would imagine someone professional to come up with a jingle. No, it's not just something that you suck out of your thumb, and you obviously want to be sure that you're not going to infringe on somebody else's copyrighted music or tune. You really want to, I think in this case, you want to cross your I's and your T's and make sure that you get the right thing, that you own the rights to the jingle that you use. It's not just something you can go and drop out, go and get off YouTube, for example. That's not the kind of thing that you do if you're looking for a sonic brand.
Absolutely. There's several companies that offer that type of support to develop. Oftentimes they're subscription based, but they can be, relatively affordable, $30 a month for them to help develop and support with the particular equipment that you would need to integrate with your brand. Any kind of a Google search will get you in touch with a sonic branding agency that can help you dot your I's and cross your T's with regard to sonic branding. It's a really powerful way to enhance and round out your brand and to provide an experience, a different experience for your clients and your customers to have.
Yeah. No, I think it's a great way of branding, and possibly an area of branding that many people may have overlooked or not consider how good that may be for their business. So I think it's great that we were able to cover this topic in our episode today of Beyond the Logo.
Absolutely. Well, thank you very much. I'm sorry that our sonic didn't work as well as I wanted it to, but please take a look at pay attention to when you're interacting with the brand, that soundtrack that's underneath it, because you'll be surprised once again at where it's showing up and how it's being used and how it makes you feel as you're a consumer of different products and services.
Well, that's what it's about, isn't it? It's how it makes you feel, which makes it so successful or so powerful. It's how people walk away feeling about what they've heard or what they've seen. So be impactful.
Absolutely. It keeps them sticky. I want to
Absolutely.
know more about your brand. I want to engage more. I want to buy more.
For sure. Thanks for joining us, everyone. You were watching another episode of Beyond the Logo, and we were talking about sonic branding in this episode. Take care, stay well, and we'll see you on the next episode of Beyond the Logo.